Hello and welcome to Untwisted Threads. This is Yarnsmiths Kid Mohair Silk. The 75% mohair, 25% silk yarn features 40 colors. The colorway that we chose is 3335 Sugar Plum. This 25-gram skein with 210 meters or 230 yards works up as a lace weight yarn. The suggested gauge on a 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter needles is 23 stitches in 30 rows per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. For our swatch, I will be holding it double and using a 4.5 millimeter needle size. In today's video, we're going to review and score Yarnsmiths Kid Mohair Silk using our 4 categories, which are traction, softness, durability, and cost, to help you decide if this is the best yarn for you and your next project. Would you like to feel a sample of our top picks out of over 100 yarns that we've reviewed on this channel? Click the link below to get your first month's free, specialty yarn card, knitting patterns, and more. Let's get started. For traction, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. To start, I was so pleased at how easy it was for me to find both ends of the skein, especially being a mohair. I loved working with this yarn. It was such a pleasure. It wasn't prickly or irritating, and for being a fuzzy halo mohair, it behaved well in my opinion. I think the amount of fluff could be too much for you to use wooden needles, causing a lot of drag. I personally like my nickel-plated needles for yarns like this. For softness, we give it a score of 4.8 out of 5. This exclusive yarn only sold at Wool Warehouse is soft and cloud-like. This yarn feels very nice, not plasticky or squeaky. It has a great amount of fluff that didn't fly all over the place when working with it. It has a core of silk that has a little bit of shine, but not so much that it looked fake, and then the mohair is all brushed out to make it super fuzzy, which I think they definitely have succeeded in that. So unlike other mohairs that we've worked with, which the fibers tend to stick straight out away from its core, this one is a lot more rounded in shape. It reminds me of all the qualities I love about Surrey or brushed alpaca because of its rounded halo and lack of irritation on my sensitive skin. For a comparison, it is softer than Drop's Kid Silk Mohair and not quite as soft as Issachar Soft Fine. I'd say it's pretty comparable to Concept by Katya 50 Shades of Mohair. For a micron count or softness scale rating, mohair typically ranges from 14 to 90 microns. Perhaps due to the brushed nature of this yarn, we think it's softer than your typical merino at say around an 18. But if you are sensitive to yarns with a halo, or more specifically mohair, we absolutely recommend making a swatch with this one first and trying it out before you make an entire garment with it. For durability, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. While mohair and silk are fairly strong and resilient, it's actually still somewhat delicate. Yes, mohair is often held double with another yarn, and that would affect its durability. Mohair fibers are soft and thin and could be more susceptible to damage from abrasion or friction. Over time, this can cause a lot of pilling or wear in places like your underarms of a garment. And although silk is smooth and shiny, it can also weaken with repeated wear. When it came to our stress test, we noticed the halo of fibers wanting to stick together, but only a few small pill balls formed fabric to fabric. And this is also not superwash treated, so you will need to be cautious when washing it by hand. For cost, we give it a score of 3.8 out of 5. For being a 25-gram skein, you can expect to pay $9.85 US per skein. That breaks down to about 4 cents per yard, meaning a size medium sweater quantity would cost approximately $60. However, you can probably anticipate being able to get it on sale since it is their in-house brand. Overall, we give Yarnsmiths Kid Mohair Silk a score of 4.15 out of 5. I've never made anything with mohair before, but this yarn makes me want to. Its softness, color selection, halo, and overall pleasant knitting experience makes this one a top contender in our opinion. Have you used Yarnsmiths Kid Mohair Silk yarn before? What yarn would you like for us to do a review on next? We would love to hear your thoughts and recommendations in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's review, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.